to our game theory problems. Okay, now I will define, say, what sort of game we are going to discuss and we are going to solve. So how to formulate such models and what are the basic things, say how to define the terms of the game theory problems. Okay, so that I'm going to discuss. So here, as you know, so when we say that it's a game, the game may be between two players or maybe between two groups. So either two players or two groups, may be between two different countries. Okay, so now when we are talking about the game, so you know the game, so which are meaningful and game we are playing just for our sake of fun. So we are not going to discuss such games. We are going to discuss the games, say, which you can use in business. Okay, so here the games what we're going to discuss maybe in the war game or the political campaign or advertising some items for the company, for the marketing. And similarly, maybe, so when you talk about the medicine, so about the feature we didn't discuss, and we talk about the quality of the game. Okay, so such type of game we'll discuss. Okay, so that we say the life is full of conflict and competition. So in the real life, these are the games, as I told, the war games, the political games, or the marketing games, etc. Okay, these are the games. So we'll talk about the mathematical models. Game theory is a mathematical theory that deals with the general feature of competitive situation like this in a formal or abstract way. It places particular emphasis on the decision-making process of the adversaries. Research on game theory includes many complicated types of situation. So there are game like two-person zero-sum game, then two-person non-zero-sum game, two-person zero-sum game, two-person non-zero-sum game. So we'll mainly talk about the two-person zero-sum game. Two-person, why two-person? Because in the game, either two groups or two persons are involved. Let us say if it is you're talking about the players, player A and player B, two person. Okay, they are involved. And why you are saying zero sum game? Zero sum in the sense, so in the game, one is going to win, another is going to lose. One is going to win, another is going to lose. Okay, whatever the first player is winning, that is a same amount is lost to the second player. So this amount, whatever the first player has won and whatever he has lost, the together sum equal to zero. Zero sum game, because whatever the one player wins, the same amount the other player losses. So the loss we can say, and sum of gain and loss equal to zero. Okay, that is the reason we say it is zero sum game. So we will not talk about the non-zero sum games. They are little tricky and this needs some higher discussion, higher study. So this is not included in the syllabus. Only we'll talk about the zero sum game. As the name implies, this game involves only two players or two groups, what you can say. They are called zero sum game because one player wins whatever the other one loses, so that the sum of their net winning is zero. Zero sum game because one player wins whatever the other one loses, so sum together the net sum equal to zero. In general, a two-person game is characterized by strategy of the player one player 1 means player A. Strategy of the player 2 means player B. The payoff matrix. Payoff matrix. Why payoff matrix? So whatever the win and loss we express numerically in terms of a matrix. Okay, that is called payoff matrix or payoff table. So we'll discuss from the payoff matrix or payoff table. This game is represented by a payoff matrix. Okay, the payoff matrix in the sense. So when we say the matrix, there are some rows. There are two players, player A and player B. So for the player A, there are m number of rows. For the player B, there are n number of columns. I will name what these rows and columns represents. So player A considering all the rows, player B all the columns. So the matrix itself of size m by n, m rows and n columns. The elements of the matrix, the payoff matrix P, the elements are Aij. These Aij are real number, may be positive, may be negative, may be zero. Either positive or negative or zero. Okay, positive, negative or zero. See, there are m number of rows for player A. These rows, something like we are naming as A1, A2, AM. These are the rows. Row number 1, A1. Row number 2, A2. Row number M, AM. These are the different strategy for player A. Different strategy. So row 1 represent the first strategy. Row 2 represent the second strategy for player A. So row 3 represents the third strategy for the player 3 for player A, and so on. Similarly, M represent mth strategy for the player A. Similarly, there are n number of columns. The columns are we are naming as B1, B2, Bn. So B1 represent the first strategy for player B. B2 represent second strategy, okay, for player B. And similarly, Bn represent the nth strategy for player B. Now, how to represent the elements? Okay, for example, if A1 is the player A is selecting his first strategy and B is selecting his first strategy, A is selecting his first strategy, that is A1, B is selecting his first strategy B1. This A11 is the payoff. What the payoff stands for? If it is positive, then it is a sense of A is winning. If it is negative, then it is a sense of B is winning. If it is 0, then so there is no loss or no gain. Okay, 0 if it is 0. I'm repeating again. For example, a simple game we are considering. So these two players A and B, they are selecting numbers. This number may be, so I'm restricting. So maybe M equal to 2 and N equal to 2. Two numbers. There's okay, M equal to 2 and N equal to 2. Okay. Now the player A can select two numbers, 1 and 2. Similarly, player B can select two numbers, 1 and 2. Okay. So now they are playing. Playing means, so they want to play a game. Say A is playing without the knowledge of B. Okay. So B is playing without the knowledge of A. Something like that. For example, so they are selecting the number, then they are adding. If the sum is even, A is win. A is winning. That is how much? Sum 1 plus 1 equal to 2, let us say. So if it is 2, then A is winning 2 rupees from B, player B. So it is positive. So if it is odd, let us say A is selecting number 1, B is selecting number 2, sum equal to, say, 1 plus 2, it is 3, odd. So if it is odd, then it is a point for the B. B is winning. How much amount? So B is winning. So 3 unit. So 1 plus 1, it is even. When we say it is even, A is winning. It is plus 2. 1 plus 2, that is odd. B is winning. So it is minus 3. Similarly, if both are selecting 2, 2, then sum equal to 4 unit, then A is winning 4 units from B. So this is the, so if you are talking about the payoff matrix, the payoff matrix will be presently here, a 2 by 2 matrix. The elements are 2, minus 3, minus 3 and 4. 2, minus 3, minus 3 and 4. This is the payoff matrix if it is 2 by 2. But here in general, it is a payoff matrix of size m by n. So these elements are real number, may be positive, may be negative, may be 0. If it is positive, then it is a sense of A is winning. If it is negative, it is a sense of B is winning. If it is 0, then it is not a loss or gain for both of them. So next, here what we discussed, this A1, A2, AM are the strategy of the player A. Strategy. When you say these are strategy, so strategy means they can be pure or they can be mixed. Pure means there is no uncertainty is involved. No uncertainty is involved. No probability distribution is involved. Then you say it is pure. This strategy like A1, A2, AM are the strategy of the player A. These are called either pure strategy. Pure means no uncertainty are involved. So if uncertainties are involved, then they are known as mixed strategy. Similarly, B1, B2, Bn are the strategy of the player B. These B1, B2, Bn are namely, so n different columns of the player B, and A1, A2, AM are the m different rows for the player A. So we say this strategy can be either pure or can be mixed. If there is no probability distribution is involved, then it is pure. Otherwise, they are mixed. We'll discuss about that. This Aij is the payoff to player A by B when the player A plays strategy AI and player B plays strategy BJ. This Aij is negative means B receives. If it is positive, then A receives. So we are talking about absolute value. So absolute value means if it is positive, this quantity is positive, then A receives. If it is negative, then B receives. If it is 0, then there is no no give and take business here. Simply, so it is 0. You are able to see this slide? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Again, I am citing another example. So example in the sense, there are two players, player A and player B. So this player A has two strategy, strategy 1 and strategy 2. We can say A1, A2. Player B has two strategy, strategy 1 and strategy 2. Okay. So without any discussion, we are saying here, if the player A select his first strategy and player B select his first strategy, so this amount what you see here, it is 4 unit. This is the payoff. This payoff, that is from B to A, because positive. Okay, it is, I'm talking about what the table is given. Based on the table, this is the information. So the payoff is 4 units. A11 equal to 4. So this is positive. So B pays to A. If player A selecting his first strategy and player B selecting his second strategy, so this payoff, as you see here, it is 5 unit. 5 unit. So 5 unit means B is paying 5 units to player A. Similarly, for the second row, A is selecting second strategy, B is selecting first strategy. The payoff equal to 2 units. That is, B is paying 2 units to player A. Similarly, B is selecting second strategy, A is selecting also second strategy. The payoff equal to 3 units. That is, B is paying to player A. Now, what we observe here, the 4 elements, 4, 5, 2, 3. 4, 5, 2, 3. 4, 5, 2, 3. All are positive. All are positive. So as a result, whatever the player B is playing, maybe first strategy, second strategy. So always it is a gain to player A. A is always gaining. Now, there is some rule. So one is trying to maximize his gain, other is trying to minimize his loss. A is, since it is A is thinking about its positive, if it is a positive, it is a gain. So A is maximizing his gain. So what about B? B is minimizing his loss. B is minimizing his loss. So here, so this is the payoff. Now, what we say here, whether this payoff matrix, so we'll check whether it is a stable or unstable. If it is stable, how do you check? If it is unstable, how do you check? We'll discuss about that. So whether it is a stable game or unstable game, this payoff matrix of size 2 by 2, elements are all positive numbers. We like to check whether it is a unstable game or a stable game. How do you check? So we'll check in this manner. So now in the first row, there are 2 elements, 4 and 5. First row, there are 2 elements, 4 and 5. Find the minimum of them. Minimum equal to 4 for first row. Now second row has 2 elements. So 2 and 3. Find the minimum. Minimum is 2. First time minimum was 4 and second time minimum is 2. So out of 4 and 2, take the maximum. Take the maximum. So maximum is becoming 4. Maximum is becoming 4. Okay. So maximum is becoming 4. Now similarly, column wise we'll take 2 elements, 4 and 2. So first time we are taking the minimum, then we are maximizing. So then second time for the player B, we are taking the maximum, then we are minimizing. Maximum 4 and 2. Maximum is 4 and 2. 4 and 2 maximum equal to 4. 5 and 3 maximum equal to 5. Then 4 and 5, the minimum equal to 4. So earlier, whatever the first we are taking minimum, that minimum we are maximizing. Second, we are taking the maximum, then we are minimizing. We find both are same. Both are equal to how much? 4 unit. So since both are same, we say this is a stable game. Both are same equal to 4 units. We say it is a stable game. Okay, I'm repeating again. Second example. Second example is like this. I have already told. Say this example earlier also. This example. Say this player A and B, they are selecting 2 numbers, 1 and 2. So after selecting the number, they are adding. If sum is becoming even, then B pays that amount in rupees or dollar to player A. If it is odd, the sum equal to odd, then A pays same amount to player B. Okay. So this what we observe here. So there are 2 positive elements, 2 negative elements. So we want to check whether it is a stable game or unstable game. You set the row wise and you take the maximum. So first minimum equal to -3, first row. Second row minimum equal to -3. Maximum both are -3. Maximum equal to -3. And column wise, first column maximum equal to 2. Second column maximum equal to 4. Then minimum of 2, 4 are equal to 2. So we find 2 is greater than equal to -3. 2 is greater than equal to -3. So they are not becoming equal. So we say that this is a unstable game. So stable game, unstable game. If it is a stable game, what we have discussed earlier, stable game, we have the stability point. The stability point may be 1 or more, but there is a value of the game. Value of the game means, so numerically, the amount of gain is coming. So from player B to player A, that is the value of the game we are saying. If it is that value of the game equal to nu, because the term nu is from the game theory expert, this von Neumann. So nu, the nu stands for the value of the game. So if it is positive, then certainly, so it is a gain for the player A. If it is negative, then it is a loss for the player B. If it is 0, then there is no gain or no loss. So I have cited one is a stable game, other is a unstable game. Now, so we'll have some more discussion like this. A primary objective of the game theory is the development of rational criteria for selecting a strategy. 2 key assumptions are made. What are the key assumptions? Both the players are rational. Both the players choose their strategy solely to promote their own welfare. No compassion for the opponent. Say both players choose their strategy solely to promote their own welfare. Okay. See, now we're talking about the optimal solution of two-person zero-sum game. Say why it is called two-person zero-sum game. I have already told. Whatever the player A gains, the same amount the player B is losing. So sum together it is 0. So we say it is a two-person zero-sum game. This is the problem 1. So determine the saddle point, the solution, the associated pure strategy, and the value of the game. The payoff metrics for the players are given in this manner. Okay. This is the slide number 10. We are able to see the slide. Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay. This is a we are discussing about a two-person zero-sum game. There are two players, player A and player B. There are 3 rows for the player A and there are 4 columns for the player B. 3 rows, something like say we say A1, A2, A3. 4 columns, B1, B2, B3, B4. This A1, A2, A3 are known as 3 different strategy. 3 different strategy. Similarly, B1, B2, B3, B4 are 4 different strategy for the player B. So this number of strategy, they may be equal, they may not be equal for the players. Here, the size of the payoff matrix, 3 row and 4 columns, size of the payoff matrix 3 by 4. Altogether, there are 12 elements. 12 elements. So you will realize these problems are becoming simpler in the sense. So we are not working. So we are not solving in a very complicated way. We are just very quickly we are assessing how to find the value of the game, how to check whether the game is stable or unstable, etc. Okay. Now we'll talk about the 3 different row of the payoff matrix. 3 different row. First row, the elements are 6, 8, 6, 2, 8. First row elements are 8, 6, 2, 8. Now we find the row minimum. The row minimum is becoming 2. For the first row, the minimum value is becoming 2. Now we talk about the second row. The elements are 8, 9, 4, 5. 4 elements, 8, 9, 4, 5. The minimum value equal to 4. Minimum value equal to 4. The second row. Now similarly, third row, 7, 5, 3, 5. 7, 5, 3, 5. The minimum value is 3. So what we are observing? First, we take the row minimum. The row minimums are 2, 4, 3. 2, 4, 3. First row 2, second row 4, third row 3. Now, after finding the row minimum, we take the maximum. This maximum is becoming 2, 4, 3. Maximum is becoming 4. Now, about the column. So there are 4 different column. First column, the max. So row wise you are taking the minimum. Column wise you are taking the maximum. Column maximum. So first column maximum value equal to 8. Second column maximum value equal to 9. Third column maximum value equal to 4. Fourth column maximum value equal to 8. So there are 4 different value, maximum value 8, 9, 4, 8. So after finding the maximum value, we take the further, that is minimum value. So what we are doing, earlier we calculate the minimum, then maximum. So max min, earlier we are calculating the max min. Now we are calculating the minimax. First maximum, then minimum. So we find the max min equal to 4 and the minimax also equal to 4. Max min equal to 4 unit and minimax also equal to 4 unit. Okay. So with respect to this 4 and this 4, what is that? This 4 means A2 and B3. A2 and B3. Second row A is playing its second row, B is playing its third column. So the payoff is becoming 4 units. So here, since we have checked the max min equal to 4, minimax equal to 4, we conclude that minimax equal to max min equal to value of the game equal to new. That new is a element of the matrix. So payoff matrix that equal to 4 units. So the value of the game equal to 4 units. Now we would like to know what is the optimal strategy. Optimal strategy like this. A is playing his second strategy. B is playing his third strategy. Then, so that is the how much? Say 4 units A is gaining from player B. So because one is trying to maximize his gain, so maximize his gain. Okay. So as a result, the value of the game is becoming 4 units. So the 4, this 4 is the value of the game. So, and what about this game? This is a stable game. So stable game. If they are becoming equal, then we say it is a stable game. If this max min and minimax, they are not equal, then it is known as unstable game. Stable game and unstable game. So it is a stable game and the value of the game equal to 4 units. A is playing his second strategy. B is playing his third strategy. So that is the optimal outcome. The value of the game equal to 4 units. The solution of the game is based on the principle of securing the best of the worst for each player. If the player A plays his strategy 1, then whatever the strategy B plays, A will get at least 2. Say why at least 2? Because it is given 2, 4, 3, at least 2. Okay, at least means greater than equal to 2. So similarly, if A plays his second strategy, then whatever the B plays, he will get at least 4 units. If A plays strategy 3, then he will get at least 3 whatever the B plays. So thus, to maximize his minimum return, he should play second strategy. Now, if B plays strategy 1, then whatever A plays, he will lose a maximum of 8 units. Similarly, for strategy 2, 3, 4, these are the maximum of the respective columns. Thus, to minimize the maximum loss, B should play strategy 3. This 4 equal to maximum of row minima, and this is same as minimum of the column maxima. So this 4 equal to maximum of row minima, and this is same as the minimum of the column maxima, and is called the value of the game equal to new, and this 4 is called as saddle point. So once we find the game is stable, this is a saddle point. If game is not stable, unstable, then there is no saddle point. That also we'll discuss. There is some alternative way to analyze. A strategy is dominated by a second strategy if the second strategy always at least good and sometimes better regardless of what the opponent does, such a dominated strategy can be eliminated from further consideration. I am repeating again. Say, what is the principle of dominance? The dominance is stated in this manner. A strategy is dominated by a second strategy. The first strategy we are saying dominated by a second strategy. If the second strategy is always at least good and sometimes better, regardless the opponent does, such a dominated strategy can be eliminated from further consideration. This example, what we have discussed, the same example here also. See, I'm talking about the elements. The elements are already 8, 6, 2, 8, 8, 9, 4, 5, 7, 5, 3, 5. So same pair matrix we are considering, and we'll talk about the how do we apply the method of dominance. How do we apply the method of dominance? The elements are 8, 6, 2, 8. Second row elements 8, 9, 4, 5. Third row element 7, 5, 3, 5. So we are checking. How do we check? How to check? See, A2 and A3. There are two different strategies, A2 and A3. Now we compare the elements 8 and 7. 8 and 7. For this row 2, 8 and 7, column 3, row 3 it is 7 and row 2 equal to 8. So we find A2 is better because 8 and 7. Now 9 and 5. 9 and 5. So 9 is more than 5. 9 is better. Then 4 and 3. 4 is more than 3. 4 is better. Then 5 and 5. 5 and 5. So they are same. Okay. So since we are taking decision, first 3 are more. So and last one is same as the last element. So we conclude A2 dominates A3. A2 dominates A3. So there are 3 different strategies. A1, A2, A3. Since A2 dominates A3, we can drop A3. Third strategy we can drop. Third strategy we may not use. Third strategy we may not use at all. So I'm dropping the third row. I'm dropping the third row. Third row has been removed from the payoff matrix. So eliminating the strategy A3, we get this is the payoff matrix. What is the payoff matrix here? The payoff matrix, you can see here, there are 2 rows and 4 columns. So columns are namely B1, B2, B3, B4, and 2 rows A1, A2, Y2, Third row we have removed because second row dominates third row. Now, see, A is trying to maximize his gain. B is trying to minimize his loss. B is trying to minimize his loss. So as a result, what we'll conclude here? So a column value which is lesser, then it is better for A, better for B. A row values elements are more, that is better for player A. A column value, if it is less, it is better. Now, just I am comparing. So B1 and B2, B1 and B2, B1 and B2. So 8, 8, 6, 9, 8, 8, 6, 9. So 8, 8, 6, 9. So you can see here 8, 8, 6, 9. So now they are not comparable in the sense 8, 8. So 6, 9. I'm not able to compare in the sense because 6, 9 and 8, 8, 6, 9. So 6 is, you compare 8 and 6, 6 is less, 6 is better. 8, 9, 9 is more, so 8 is better. So this I'm not able to compare. Now I'm able to compare with B1 with B3, B1 with B3, B1 with B3, B1 and B3, 8, 8, 2, 4, 8, 8, 2, 4. The lesser values, columns are better. So B3 dominates B1. So we drop B1. Now we compare B2 and B3. 6, 9, 2, 4. 6, 9, 2, 4. So 2, 4, they are lesser. 6, 9 is more. So we can drop B2. B2 we can drop because B3 dominates B2. B3 dominates B2. Now finally 8, 5 and 2, 4. 8, 5, 8, 5 and 2, 4. This 8, 5 and 2, 4. 8, 5, 2 is less than 8. 4 is less than 5. So 2, 4 is better than 8 and 5. So B3 dominates B4. So we can eliminate B4. As a result, after eliminating strategy B1, B2 and B4, we get the reduced payoff matrix. What is the reduced payoff matrix? The reduced payoff matrix is like this. That is 2, 4, A. The A has 2 rows, 2, 4. So A has 2 rows, A1, A2, and B has only 1 column, 2 and 4. That is 1 column B3. This payoff matrix, there are 2 rows and 1 column. Now we'll conclude. We'll conclude from here. So A1 and A2, as you see, this is 1 is 2, another is 4. The second row is dominating. Second row is dominating first row. So we can drop first row and only 1 row and 1 column remain. So this 4 will be eliminating the second, eliminating the first row. So we have here something like say B3 and A2. So we find the value of the game equal to 4 units. So earlier, whatever the value we have got, same value we have got using the method of dominance. Is it all right? Hello?
Yes, sir.
You are able to realize what you have done? See, I am repeating here. See, when I talked about the method of dominance, so we are talking about the rows and columns. For the player A, rows value which is more, the elements are more, so more in the sense, so lexicographically they are more, so more, that is better, and that is dominating the other one. Similarly, so about the column, if we are talking about the column, if they are lexicographically less, lexicographically in the sense in a particular order we are talking about, so they are all less. So lesser column value is better for player B, more row value is better for the players A and player B. Two players are there. So using this dominance rule, we delete some of the rows and we delete some of the columns. As a result, finally, first what we are doing? First we are deleting third row. After that, next what we are doing? So we are deleting, say, first column, second column, and fourth column. So as a result, there is 2 rows and 1 column. So it is clearly visible 2 and 4. 4 is dominating 2. So we can drop first row. Only one element remain, that is A2 and B3, that is 4. So value of the game equal to 4, and A2 and B3 are the optimal strategy for this payoff matrix. Now we'll talk about the problem 2. That is a typical problem. So the numerical value is given in terms of some constants that we'll also discuss. The following game, so the payoff matrix is given, as payoff matrix is given. So the question is, determine P and Q, this constant P and Q, that will make entry 2 to a saddle point. Entry 2 to, what is called entry 2 to? Second row, second column. The entry 2 to is becoming 5. So the entry 2 to is a saddle point. Entry 2 to is a saddle point. The saddle point is becoming 5. Now, so we are checking whether the game is stable or not. If it is if this is a saddle point, then this game has to be stable. Now, row wise, the first row elements 1, Q, 6. We are talking about the minimum. 1, Q, 6. 1 and 6, minimum equal to 1. So 1 and Q, we don't know. We don't know what about the Q. So minimum, so we're writing in the first row. So the minimum value is nothing but minimum of 1 and Q. If Q equal to 0, then minimum equal to 0. If Q equal to 2, then minimum equal to 1. Similarly, the second row, P, 5 and 10. So 5 and 10, minimum is 5. So second row elements, the minimum equal to P and 5. Second row elements, minimum equal to P and 5. What about third row? Third row, 6, 2, 3, minimum equal to 2. Minimum equal to 2. Now we'll talk about the column wise maximum. So, but the column wise maximum, for the first column, the maximum value equal to maximum of P and 6. That is the maximum, P and 6. So second column, maximum equal to maximum of Q and 5. And the third column, so maximum equal to 10. So now using this information, so the question is we want to find P and Q so that the entry 22 is a saddle point. Entry 22 is a saddle point. So our saddle point equal to this. Saddle point equal to this. Okay, this 5. So saddle point equal to 5. So here, as you see, this is given minimum of P and 5. So minimum of, so this is 5 minimum. So this P, we'll talk about the P and we'll talk about the Q also. Now in the first column, so second column, so the 5 is coming. So maximum of Q and 5. Now we like to combine these two statements. So maximum of Q and 5 and minimum of P and 5. So we have already told. So the saddle point equal to, certainly saddle point equal to 5. Saddle point 5 means, so what is the conclusion? So since the element second column element 5, P5 must be saddle point. This P must be equal to greater than equal to 5. And what about the Q? Q must be less than equal to 5. So P must be greater than equal to 5. So if it is greater than equal to 5, if this P is greater than equal to 5, then minimum, let us say greater than 5, minimum equal to 5. Okay. So 1. So similarly, so here this Q, it is given Q must be less than equal to 5. So this means if it is less than equal to 5, so what is happening to this one? So P is greater than equal to 5 and Q is less than equal to 5. If this condition together holds, P and Q, then we can say the 5 is the saddle point. P is greater than equal to 5 and Q less than equal to 5. So what is happening to this? If P equal to 5, Q equal to 5. So if this is the case, P equal to 5. If P equal to 5, so we are talking P equal to 5 and Q equal to 5. So 5, 5, so maximum equal to 5. So here, if you are talking about the 5, so this is also this maximum, minimum equal to also 5. So now if it is, we are talking about, so greater than equal to 5, less than equal to 5. So both I'm saying 5. Let us say P I'm checking, say P equal to 4, Q equal to 6. Okay. So less than equal to 5. Okay. P greater than equal to 5. So let it be say P equal to 6 and Q equal to 4. P equal to 6, Q equal to 4. P I'm taking as 6. P equal to 6. If you say P equal to 6, Q equal to 4, P equal to 6 and Q equal to 4, what is happening? P equal to 6. So we are talking about the minimum. So this 5 will come. Okay. This will never fulfill. And similarly, P equal to 6 and Q equal to 4. So this is 5. So as a result, this. So this is the criteria. So what we are observing. So P must be greater than equal to 5 and Q must be less than equal to 5. Greater than equal to 5 and Q must be less than equal to 5. This. I am coming to problem 3. Hello? Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Sir.
Any difficulty?
Sir, in the last problem, P equal to 6 and Q equal to 4 won't satisfy. No?
Okay, just P equal to, tell me, P equal to
6 and Q
P,
equal to 4.
P6 satisfied, no?
P6 and Q4.
Yes?
No, sir, it will create a problem in getting the saddle point.
Why?
So can you show the table again?
Okay, okay. P greater than equal to 5, Q. So I'm taking just I'm selecting P equal to 6. It is fulfilled, greater than 5, and Q4 that is also fulfilled. So see here. Now P equal to 6. Okay, Q equal to 4. Okay. So P equal to 6 means what is happening to this? Minimum. Minimum, and this 6 means say.
Yes, understood, sir. Understood.
So
It
if
was my mistake.
once you are checking it is 6, but already it is given this will be a saddle point. This 5
Yes,
is a
sir.
saddle point. So since 5 is a saddle point, so we'll consider 5, not okay. This.
Yes.
So it is only just to clarify your okay. Now come to this one. See what we are discussing today, only to check whether the game is a stable one or unstable one. Okay, stable or unstable. So if it is unstable, how to proceed? We have not talked. Only we are talking about the stable. Okay. See, I have told already. So once the game is stable, then we are saying these are the pure strategy. Pure. Pure means no probability distribution is involved. If it is unstable, then some probability distribution are involved that we'll discuss. Okay. So this game, as you see here, so the row wise minimum we are talking 3, 6, 1, minimum equal to 1. Second row 5, 2, 3, minimum equal to 2. Third row 4, 2, 4, minimum equal to 2. So among 1, 2, 2, maximum equal to 2. Now about the column maximum, first column 5, second column 6, third column 4. So minimum is 4. This 4 is greater than, so 1, 2, 2. So means what is that? So this we are talking about the max mean. Max mean is becoming 2 and the minimax is becoming 4. The minimax is more than max mean. So it is a unstable game. It is a unstable game. So thus, so max mean, so the max mean is less than the minimax. So we say that the game has no saddle point. Thus, the value of the game. So what is saying here? The value of the game lies between 2 and 3. Why 2 and 3? What is the conclusion here? Two and 3. So 1, 2, 2, 4. Say 1, 2, 2, and 4. So this we are talking about the value of the game. So see 4 is less than 2. 4 is less than 2. So from this, so 4 is less than 2. So between say 4 and 2, so we have 3 is there. So we can say here something like, so thus the value of the game lies between 2 and 3. It cannot be 4. It cannot be 4. So it cannot be 2. So thus we conclude some bound something like, thus the value of the game lies between 2 and 3. Okay. Here both the player must use random mixes of their strategy so that A will maximize his minimum expected return and B will minimize his maximum expected loss. One is maximizing his minimum gain. Other is minimizing his maximum loss. So instead of saying so, we are saying minimizing the maximum expected loss, then maximizing the minimum expected gain. Okay, one is maximizing, other is minimizing. So here, instead of value of the game, we'll talk about the expected value of the game. Okay, so I'll stop here and we'll discuss tomorrow the rest of the parts. Okay, from the slide
Sir,
number 20. Yes.
So why it's written that the value of the game lies between 2 and 3? Shouldn't it be 2 and 4?
It cannot be 4. 4 is, see, 4, certainly 4 is, we can, 4 cannot be. Okay, so 2 less than, see, I'm saying here 4 less than 2. Okay, less than 2. So you just find some, say, interval for that. What is possible? 4 cannot be. We'll discuss about that. We'll discuss about that. So it is just some sort of bounds we are finding for the value of the game. Okay, this value of the game is not the value of the game. This is the expected value of the game. Okay, this is the expected value of the game. So from the slide number 20 onward. So these slides I have sent to everybody. You have got it?
Yes, sir.
Some students are saying we are not getting. What is the problem? Any problem?
So sometimes the mail comes only to a selected students and not all. So like the test mails or something.
No. So all those are there in my list. So everybody gets. Okay, I'll stop here. So tomorrow we'll discuss.